Hi, Psych Alder, Life Force Qigong here in amazing sunny Brazil. I'm making this post today to announce that I'll be back in Europe, in Poland, just outside Warsaw, in this beautiful retreat center, teaching the module of 5 Elements Qigong. So why do we look at 5 Elements Qigong? 5 Elements Qigong for me is one of my favorite modules. It's all about the organ system and the meridians. In Chinese, they're referred to as the Zheng Fu system. And to a certain extent, most of our pathologies, most of our unbalances in life come from the organs. You know, we spend a lot of time looking at our minds, trying to understand our minds. We strengthen the body. We strengthen the joints. We try and understand our emotions, each in separate entities. But from a Chinese medicine perspective, we are what we eat and breathe, and this is where our life energy comes from. Our mind is centered in our heart. Why? Because each thought needs blood, it needs qi. To be creative, the brain needs a lot of blood from the heart. So if the heart is out of balance, then the mind can also be out of balance. The foods that we eat, looking at the stomach, the spleen, there's a lot of ungroundedness, a lot of uncenteredness in the world inside our practice. We're constantly running on the treadmill, constantly on the phones, constantly searching for ideas up in the mind which can scatter us. So one of the pathologies of the stomach and the spleen is this pensive thinking, too much overthinking, trying to leave the body. Really, a lot of the time we're looking just to get back to the body. So we can start to see when we break all these qualities down, when we start to understand these qualities, they relate to organs, energy, qi. Basically speaking, qi is energy and information. Where do we get our qi from? From the lungs and from the stomach and the spleen. We're drawing energy into the lungs, using the lungs and an essence which comes up from the spleen to mix together to create qi. But if our diaphragm is tight because of some constrictions, some problems in the liver, and again, Chinese medicine, liver is the mother of 1,000 pathologies. Out of balance liver, out of balance emotional system. The stomach, our diet, our food, even our relationship to our diet and our food, they're all stuck to the diaphragm. So if we have tightness in the body, if we have some problems in the organ system, then this is going to make the diaphragm compromised, which again is our breathing compromised. And we, again, can start to see how directly related all of our organs are. There's no one organ pathology, meaning there's no one organ that's out of balance while the rest of the organs are in balance. If something is out of balance, if there's a hole in your boat, well, the whole of the boat is going to start submerging and sinking. And these organs are at the deepest level of our being, beyond the skin, beyond the tissues, the fascia, the muscle, the bone, into the deepest core of the body. So it's deep work to get into the emotions. A lot of old mental residues are stuck inside tissues, the pericardium, which is a piece of fascia around the heart. They say if we didn't have a pericardium, the chances are most of us would have passed from this world having some heart attack from some emotional shock or shock from life. So we have this piece of fascia called the heart protector, which again is stuck to the diaphragm, stuck to our breathing. The heart protector, it's actually a hero. It's the protector. It takes on all this abuse, all these traumas, all these residues, and it stores them to protect the heart. Problem here is if it stored them and it builds up too much and we don't release, then all the old stored emotions, these parts of us which we haven't worked through, can get stuck through the heart. And as we looked at before, if the mind is out of balance, it's in relation to the blood of the heart. Blood in the heart being constricted by the pericardium, The heart is fire, it's our passion, our movement, our life, and the blood fueled by our kidneys. Kidneys are water. A lot of adrenal fatigue happening in cities, happening in life, especially with the phone and this rapid pace of life. So if the heart is all over the place, it's drawing this essence up from the kidneys constantly. So if we're never resting, we're never really allowing ourselves to nourish our water, our essence, and the kidneys can burn out. And this affects the liver, this affects the stomach and the spleen, the lungs, the intestines, our diet, our groundedness. So you can see how important the 5-element system is. So if you're looking for a way to have a systematic approach energetically and physically to understand deeper our makeup as human beings, then the 5-element system, 5-element perspective of life is a most amazing tool. We look at the Meridian system, which links its way to an organ. Again, you have some problem in the diaphragm, in the lung, the large intestine, which is also connected to the lung, but the lung meridian runs down through the arm. When there's pain in the lungs or pain in the chest, you can see how we contract through the arm. So when the energy of the lung is free, and the movement through the arms, the tissues, through the joints is open and free. Which is one of the reasons why a lot of the Qigong practice is soft, because it's about fascia and fluid movement. It's from soft that we can move into hard, but if we're always hard and rigid, then we obtain this solidity, this protection of the organs, and a lot of the time we end up not feeling our organs. The science of interoception, and there's some amazing information around interoception at the moment. Certain Buddhist schools, certain Taoist schools, Qigong schools referring to interoception, which is our internal awareness of our feelings, of our organs, of who I am here in this moment, in this body. And it seems that a lot of us are not connected to the organs. Each organ has a temperature, has a very strong personality, and we're not even sure where these organs are within the body. The brain cognitively has up to 70% more nerve endings around the organs. So interoceptively, our brain has this very strong, as a matter of fact, one of the strongest, if not the strongest, cognitive structure of our internal feeling. But for us as human beings, we're not really trained to understand what's going on internally or what's going on with our internal organs. So this is a journey into the organs to clear old pathogenic qualities, to regain this feeling, this sense of understanding where each organ is, what the qualities are of each organ, how to circulate energy through the meridians, also in the right direction, how to clear and unblock the meridians, how to purge old energy that's stuck inside the body. It could be last week, could be 10 years ago, could be something that happened to you 20 years ago, and it's still a mental state, it's still an emotional state, and it's still held somewhere within the body. So I find this a very important life tool. A life tool meaning, well, I can go down the gym and I can work out, which is great, but if I have problems, if I have some pathology, resistances within the organs, then this is what I'm building my muscle up around. And sometimes when we connect with our felt sense, our interoceptive sense, then we realize that that was what we were deeply asking for, that sense of me, that sense of presence, that sense of feeling. What was stopping the feeling? Some disassociation possibly, some trauma that happened, was held in the heart. We have fear to look at these places, to touch these places, and so we disassociate, we move out from the body. And the body registers this, and the energy actually moves out from the body. So we're looking to come back, recenter ourselves within the organs, within the central axis of the body, centered, grounded. And a meridian system, to a certain extent, is like wiring a house. If the wiring is faulty, or we put too much energy or too little energy through the wiring, then we can have problems with our light bulbs, things coming on, things coming off. So much passion for this 5 elements module. It's a fundamental tool for life. I had an older friend, a very good friend of many years, who's now into his late 60s, said to me, "Oh, Qigong's for the baby boomers," meaning it's soft and easy, so old people can do it. And it is, it's amazing. But one of the reasons why it's soft and fluid is because we are soft and fluid. We are organic, we are flesh, we are liquids, we are tissues. And when we have this soft fluidity in the body and we take on certain qualities, we can move through certain qualities. And these qualities are the makeup of who we are as human beings. So we're looking to get back to this soft, fluid, present, organic, grounded nature. 5 element system is the second module of 4 modules of Life Force Qigong, and a very important life tool. It's a module which can be done, if you haven't done module 1, it's a requirement for the high level modules because we require to clear meridians and clear the organs before we can start to take more energy on through the body. So I'd like to invite you to come along. 6 days, 5 full days, and one morning, 5 elements, looking at the organs, looking at the emotions, looking at the mental states attached to the emotions, how we can refine these, how we can adapt these, and how we can put ourselves into a nourishing, organic lifestyle of generating positive qualities. And what do we mean by positive qualities? Well, look behind me. The sun is shining, the air is beautiful, and what's happening to nature? Well, the vibration of nature in this place is connected to through my Qigong practice and dissolving the resistance to be in a place like this to receive these benefits. So this is what the art is about. So please come and join me and all the other wonderful people which are coming just outside Warsaw. 6 days, 14th to the 20th of October, with the Integral Body Institute. It's called Life Force Qigong.